What's going on, guys? So we're doing another spontaneous mock draft today. Now, here's the situation with this. When I do spontaneous mock drafts, I don't do a lot of research. I don't really look at the team's depth charts or anything. I just kind of go on based on the information I already have. So we're just going to jump right into this. Immediately, Joe Burrow is going to be Cincinnati's top pick. I think everyone knows that at this point. I've had the Redskins take two in the past and make Dwayne Haskins like this year's Josh Rosen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they are going to stick with Chase Young at this point. At 3, Detroit really has two options. I don't think they're taking quarterback. I think it's either going to be Jeffrey Okudah or it's going to be Isaiah Simmons. Jared Davis is their middle linebacker right now, so I don't think they're taking Isaiah Simmons. I think they're going to take Okudah. Success begins up front, in my opinion, so fixing the offensive line. For the Giants, they have got Saquon Barkley. They've got Daniel Jones. They really need to fix that offensive line. The top offensive lineman, in my opinion, right now is still Jedrick Wills. Now, at least Miami, you got to get that quarterback of the future. That's Tua, in my opinion. At 6, they take the Chargers take the next best available quarterback. I know some people are saying Jordan Love is over Justin Herbert at this point, but I really don't believe that. I think it's still Herbert over Love. So taking Herbert in this scenario. Carolina. Carolina really needs the best player on the board, I would think. And that's Isaiah Simmons, but I want to check some. I do want to see what their linebacker depth looks like. I'm going to do a little prep here. Yeah, they get Isaiah Simmons. This is something that usually doesn't happen in my drafts, but we'll get Isaiah Simmons here. And that leaves a lot open to Arizona at this point. They can get the top receiver if they want, which would be great for them. They can get an offensive lineman if they want. That's also their option they have. I'm going to have them taking Tristan Wirfs, who in my opinion is the second best offensive lineman in the draft, just because they really need to fix that offensive line. It's the same situation in New York. You need to fix up front and protect their young quarterback. That leaves Jacksonville. It's a little bit too high to take a second cornerback. Isaiah Simmons is off the board. None of the safety should go this high. Derek Brown could be what Marcel Darius never was in Jacksonville. Cleveland absolutely needs an offensive lineman. Mekhi Becton is the best one available. The Jets also need an offensive lineman. I could also see them taking a wide receiver at this point. I don't know if there's anyone else on the board outside maybe Andrew Thomas or the top receivers who are really worth drafting, except for maybe Javon Kinlaw. Javon Kinlaw could be a really good pickup. But I don't think the Jets need the interior defensive line help as much as some other teams. So I'm just going to go with what I would usually take, and that's Andrew Thomas, tackle. Now that leaves the Oakland Raiders, who really need a linebacker. It's a little bit early for a linebacker at this spot in the draft, but not for a wide receiver. I'm having to take Jerry Jeudy, who has the NFL-style route running already. Now this is a spot where everyone likes to give Jordan Love to the Colts. I don't think they're going to take Jordan Love. I think the best player available at this spot is Javon Kinlaw. I could see him taking a wide receiver to pair with T.Y. Hilton, the aging T.Y. Hilton, especially as there's not a ton of great wide receivers in this free agent class who will hit the market. But I think Javon Kinlaw is just too much to pass over at the spot. Now we've got Tampa Bay. Really need an offensive lineman. There are not any offensive linemen who I'd prioritize at the spot anymore. You could go quarterback. The best interior defensive linemen are already off the board. Now, this is a pretty tricky situation for them, actually, because most of what they would want is gone. I'll take out and take Jordan Love. I don't think that's how it would play out in a real draft, but I think Jordan Love is probably going to be. I mean, this is really the best situation for him to fall to of any of the remaining teams, except maybe New England. And I do think Jordan Love will rise into the top 15, even though I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. I think it's probably where he'll eventually end up going. So I'll take Jordan Love, even though Tampa Bay fans probably won't like that pick. I'm not in love with it either, but I could see it happening. Denver Broncos, wide receiver, it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, who might potentially be the best overall receiver in this entire draft. That leaves Falcons, who really need a cornerback or edge rusher. It's one of those two. At edge, they have a pick of anyone they want at this point. They don't really like either of these guys. I think they're all kind of early second round picks, not really first round guys at this point. But they'll take Chase on out of LSU. At least Dallas. Dallas, I think, still got to be a safety. I still think it has to be a safety. You could go corner, but or you could go edge even at this point. But I think, realistically, you're probably in love with the safety position if you're Dallas. Miami could take DeAndre Swift here or J.K. Dobbins, whichever running back they want. But there's far fewer good edge rushers in this class, and I think they'll want to get one here. Now, AJ Epinesa does not have the ceiling of some of these other guys, but his floor is much higher. He's more of a well-known prospect, so I think you can predict what you're going to get from him, so I'll have him going here. Now Oakland gets their linebacker, and they get the pick of the linebackers they want. Take Kenneth Murray, who was more productive than Patrick Queen in college. We go back to Jacksonville, and Jacksonville gets the second best quarterback in the draft, which is C.J. Henderson. And for me, it's between Henderson and Fulton in this pick. Now, at least Philly, I think if Ruggs is still on the board, they're absolutely taking Ruggs. Yeah. Because they can go corner, safety, or wide receiver at this point. I think Ruggs is the guy they have to go after. Buffalo, same case, they have to take a receiver. John Brown and Cole Beasley are good, but I don't think they're good enough for Josh Allen. They really need someone else to help out. And it's probably Justin Jefferson, Laviska Shenault, or T. Higgins at the spot. Of the group, I really favor Justin Jefferson a little bit more above everyone else. Even as a Clemson student, I think I take Justin Jefferson a little bit higher. That leaves New England, which New England's always a pain to draft for. This is why I sometimes play a quarterback in this spot. It's just a hard draft for this team. They say Todd Means an edge rusher. I don't really believe you want to take one of these edge rushers at this point. I think wide receiver is probably a better one to go after, especially since Julian Edelman was your best guy last year, and Mohamed Sanu never really worked out. You could go tight end here, but I don't think any tight ends are going to sneak into the first round, at least not from what I've seen recently. Laviska Shenault, some injury concerns. I don't think they really want to deal with that at this point. T. Higgins is a little bit of a bigger body guy. I think they'll try to go after him. And now it leaves the Saints, who could go with a wide receiver in Laviska Shenault, or could go after Grant Delpit. In this scenario, I'm going to take Grant Delpit just because I think it's a little bit less predictable of a pick. Vikings, they need cornerbacks. They let go a lot of cornerbacks. They drafted cornerbacks terribly the last couple of years. But with Trey Waynes walking out the door, Xavier Rhodes has got cut. McKinney's gone as well. They need a corner. Kristen Fulton is my next guy. And Trayvon Diggs and AJ Terrell could also work their way into the first round here. Now it leaves Dolphins. I don't really view any of the offensive line left on the board as first-round quality guys. I think just the four guys we took are the four guys who deserve to be first-round picks. I know Austin Jackson's out there. I know Josh Jones is out there. I really don't think those guys are first-round caliber players. But I could see them working into the first round, but I don't think that's going to be the case. DeAndre Swift. Seattle messed this one up because they've messed the last two draft classes with the first overall pick they've had. Your Turk Gross-Post is a guy I don't really like as a first-round pick, but I could see this being a Seattle-level selection or someone they like to take. Patrick Queen going to Baltimore to fix the linebacker issues. Tennessee's a team that could draft a lot of positions as well. I could see this being Austin Jackson, the offensive tackle, even though I don't like him as a first-round pick. I could also see this being Zach Bond. I kind of like Zach Bond at the spot, actually. Green Bay, this should be a wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers' sake. Or it could also be a right tackle. I don't think you'll find a right tackle at the spot they really like. So Laviska Shenault it is. San Francisco. This is another tricky one to draft for. I could see him going on the offensive line for depth issues. I could see him even going to the defense side of the ball and getting another guy, just in case something happens with Eric Armstead, D Ford, if they want to get rid of D Ford or something like that. I'm going to rely on instincts and just go AJ Terrell here. I know Trevon Diggs is also up there. He's a guy I like as well. But could go 32. And I'm actually going to have him go 32. I'm going to have Trevon Diggs come off the board at 32 instead of my usual pick of J.K. Dobbins. All right, so now This is a 2-round mock draft. I'm hoping we can actually record this whole thing and we'll actually post, but I have no idea if it will. Uh, Baltimore, Cincinnati. What do you need? You need a lot. You need a pass rusher. There's some guys out there. Trellis is a pretty good pick if you're going for a pass rusher this late in the draft. Now Indianapolis needs their wide receiver. They can get one there's actually a couple here. Jalen Rigor, Denzel Mims. I've seen Rigor. I can't say his last name. I apologize, but I've seen him slip into the first round a couple of drafts. He's probably better than Denzel Mims. I am going to take Denzel Mims though, because he's rising a lot recently. Lions linebackers an issue. Those are not guys you want to take that early in the second round. So edge. I mean, either of these two top guys are probably in the same area. I'm going to take Curtis Weaver. They're close together relatively on where I would take them in draft boards. Giants. This is a little high for Antoine Winfield Jr. in my opinion, so I don't really know what you want to do here. But I think Antoine Winfield Jr. could see himself work up in certain draft boards to get into this situation where he's in this area. I think it's more likely you see a cornerback come off the board here. And Jeff Gladney is a guy who I know some people like as a potential first-round pick. You need a tackle at this point. Austin Jackson's available. To your defensive line, quarterback. There's some good, like these top 4 guys, these top 5 guys here are some really good potential second-round interior defensive linemen. Like these guys are real good. I like the defensive lineman depth, at least for the first 2 rounds. All right, now it's Miami. Josh Jones is still on the board. He's a pretty good for this spot. Arizona. Larry Fitzgerald can't be your top wide receiver forever. This is where Jalen will go. Now, Cleveland. There's not a lot of interior offensive linemen that I really like in this draft class. I don't really know, I'm not good at evaluating interior offensive linemen anyways to begin with, but there's not a lot of guys I liked for a high spot in here anyways. If you're really needing interior defense lineman help, this is probably the time of the draft to go get it. You're not desperate though in that area. It's more still linebacker help, and they don't really. Not really a linebacker who I think would fit that spot. I'm going to have him take Winfield Jr. Jacksonville, a lot of linebacker and safety needs for these teams. Really not a lot of linebackers or safeties available. If you want to get a wide receiver, this is probably the best time to do it. Brandon Ayuk knows a lot of guys. He's a player that a lot of teams like. Well, we'll go interior offensive line. Cesar Ruiz is the guy who I evaluate as the best interior offensive lineman in this draft. I know a lot of people view other guys as better, but I like Ruiz at the spot. You could also see someone like Cole Kmet going here. I'll give him Ruiz and see if they move him around a little bit. Now, the Colts. Someone's going to reach for Jacob Eason. Someone will do it. Might as well be Indianapolis. Someone's going to make this mistake. It'll be Indy. And we're going to run through pick 49, so that way that Pittsburgh has a pick, and we're going to stop there just because of time reasons. But we'll run through pick 49, then we're going to stop. Now is Tampa Bay, and we said the same thing. Go back to inferior defensive line. Ross Blacklock is right there. Denver, most of the top offensive tackles are gone. It's left at corner. Damon Arnett's not bad. Jalen Johnson's not bad. Bryce Hall is someone I've heard a lot about. I will take Jalen Johnson this pick. And Atlanta really does need a quarterback. That's a spot they actually desperately need. I'll go up here and just take Noah, and we'll just go with that one. That brings it back to New York. Took offensive tackle the first time. Wide receiver is still an issue for them, though. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones or KJ Hamler, or even KJ Hill is a good pick at the spot. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a guy with a lot of potential. I don't really know where he falls, so I'm going to take KJ Hamler here. And now Pittsburgh's first pick. Pittsburgh, if you don't know, is my favorite team. Oh, we let the running backs slide too far. I think these guys, running backs, will be gone by then. I probably messed that one up a bit. Should have been paying more attention to that. But the Steelers probably need a guard for place Ramon Foster because I think he's gone. We'll go tight end just because I think they really actually desperately need tight end to fill that Heath Miller role once and for all. I like Cole Kmet. He's my favorite tight end in this draft. So that's how we're going to end it.